So basically, I'm recording. Oh, it's recording. I don't know it's recording. Am I recording right then? No, I should be recording some audio. Yep, yep, it's recorded. Today's date is the 3rd of January, 2026. Sorry, basically my fucking YouTube channel. This is Britannia. Basically, Britannia. Wait, sorry, shit. Basically, I'm going to say this one. This one of my favorite shows I like. Basically, I'm saying to you on the thing of bias. Bias. There's no bias in a wave function. So the wave function doesn't have a bias. You don't pick. You can't pick you don't pick a location. If you have a metaphysical location, you have that in the metaphysical. That you really are there in the metaphysical. Because if you're gonna go somewhere, you have a location you're gonna go. You have to go from A to B, but you have to be already in the metaphysical because you're really thinking about being a B. But you should have reality. That's what you should do. They are really in that space and in that time frame. And that's what I'm saying. They have half the reality. They do everything. They're really in that tomographic region. Wherever that isotropic system is, they're already in that state. In that state. Wave and matter. Physical matter. And what's good. But I'm tripolar, so my question is about tripolar. So I'm thinking of what I call I'm thinking of what I call a plasma system. So plasmas are naturally stable if they are already in a stable configuration. So that's the only difference. That's it. Because a plasma system, like a lightning bolt, can be in a dimension. It doesn't matter what dimension is. This mirror, for example, is a dimension. But if lightning bolt is coming into my dimension, it comes to this wall. This would be a log of either one lightning bolt that's really stable in another reality that can pierce to my by this mirror. But this mirror, all the light is coming through here. But if you like definitely, that means the amount is stable here because this light here is electricity stable here. This electromagnetic stable here because the light is here, and the light means the power is stable too. So it's a reception. But listen, this lightning bolt effect is plasma that's stable. Basically, it's actually so if you need something, you shouldn't ask the quantum system, you need it. The quantum system must allocate space for it and give you it when you need it in that exact time. Because the quantum computer, it doesn't matter if it's an electron charge. Basically, seeing this is this kind of a wave function. It's the same as tropically configuration. This is my friend guy. But we consider because it's a very big quantity. The magnitude wave function. The magnitude equation. The value equation is only given space and time. I didn't even read it because I know already. Psi. Now, psi is not a PSR, it's psi. This is Greek letter, so the CSI is the power per unit. So this related because this is Greek algorithm. This is psi 2. Note the square function is quite squared. Here you go. So you get psi a half, which is pi over 2. Now, pi over 2 is a half of everything that is nothing. And that is what the eigenvalues represent. You're measuring nothing that has space, nothing of everything. And that's why the torque matters, gravity matters. So the psi squared is the full wave function or square wave that's a Fourier series, which a Fourier series is the digital equivalent of an angle wave. Because you can prove this digital angle, but if you get all the waves and you keep cutting them reduced in halves, you can get a billionth of a billion, or 1 over 12 or 720 billion, which is where there's two in space and time of like some kind of auto-relative. Now you can teleport basically just by observing other realities. Because when you observe something, that means you know something about it, but you don't know the full deal it says. So you can teleport information, and that teleportation is transcending. You can transcend information too, or you can transcend information. If you have a calculation that allows you to do so. In parallel, Planck's radiation law. Basically, this fucking law thing, I don't even know. This I don't know. It's not really a problem here. The radiation of a black hole is the dissipation of it. But when black holes we have to use the same way for a bit. So say E0, this is my favorite, this is Buchanan. Quantum mechanics. So this is the quantum particle science dealing with matter and light and atomic subatomicity. It attempts to describe. No, I'm not care about that. Go, guys. Go. Fuck off. So this wave function. So the wave functions are there because they're they're chemical contract that no one invokes. It's like you don't need to. You already know what a thing is gonna be at a future state. Okay. Basically, this is what I'm saying here. No weapons, cryogenic slab. So I have a cryogenic slab in my head, but that cryogenic slab is there because you go cryogenic slab. Basically, cryogenic slab is like you freeze your cells and they can't grow anymore, but your brain can still develop and your heart can still function because there's no obstruction between your mind and your brain. All you need is your heart, your brain, you don't need your senses. Whether you're a woman or not, you don't need your senses. You just need to. You don't need it. That's what the cryogenic slab is like. Present your heart, present your brain, and what else? And slows down your blood. Your blood stop moving. But your blood stop moving. Only your blood keep flowing because your blood needs to pump oxygen. But you don't need anything else to be in your this space. You need a space, and that space can be crystallized, everything. You don't crystallize anything. You only freeze everything to temperature to absolute zero, where anything stays still. Not even like only the thing that can move. But the kind of worms that move in the called they have legs. Dendrites, I don't know. But those are the dendrites that are making them. Because the wave function could calculate by energy, waves are those such sound waves designed by Greek sap. But these waves are sound waves, but their waves is a square wave. So this is psi squared. Square psi squared. A triangular wave is half of psi. So you get 2 pi, 2. Which is psi squared, and you get half pi, which is a triangular wave. But let me just try to find it for myself, man. This is a non-Nsigii wave because they don't mean anything. It's a period piecewise, linear, harmonic frequency. This is a sequence like a square with triangular odds. However, triangular waves rolls much faster. In square waves, they do half because they do faster because the information is there as probably as a wave. But this is what I'm saying. ST, this is the piece of function because they have 2 branches. And that's when they go up and down. That's when you can oscillate without interference. Whether they interference or not, they keep oscillating. S equals square root of 4AC plus B. But this is measurement of arc length. This is what I love. The x to triangle t of time 8 over pi squared. Pi squared is pi squared. 8 bytes of memory. 8 divided by 2 is like a 1 over 8, and 8 is very calculated. You get 8 bits in the byte. This is computation 1. But this is a harmonic basically. A period is 360, which is a period of half a period is 2. So a period of 4 is 360, 360, which is 1 of 4 rotation. So 1 full, which is a period of 4. We're gonna go to 1 quadrant, 2 quadrants, which like 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270, which is 3 periods, and 4 periods, which is a cycle. Fuck it, stuff, dude. But I'm saying to you, why x equals a over 2 arc cosine, which is the inverse arc. So you get the expression. This is a sine wave, this is square wave, this is a triangle wave, and this is saw wave because they can interfere. They have calculated what is saw wave. Cosine equals sine because you can express each of 2 in other ways. Another say. You don't just swap anything. You just need to get what you need. And what you need is transcend. When you transcend, you teleport. And when you can teleport, you go from one position to another. Basically, if you're a reflection in a mirror, you're always teleported into a reality that a billion, 1/12, 1/720 billion uh, in seconds. But then you should put in that that unit in time and space, but it's not really in space and time. If you can teleport in space, you don't need time to do it. And that's what it is a policy. You know, if space can just teleport, you don't need the time. You just do it. You just have to get space to move you there. Because I'm saying a mirror that can take a measure of wavelength, a frequency, can teleport any item if he has the space to do it. But the mirror doesn't need the time to do it because the mirror can't give you more time. You know, if we can make time, can really take away time in the mission because you're measuring less of the mission, but you know you get all the space because you put something in the front mirror. So all you need is space is a policy now in order to teleport. And the time needed should make sure the space is preserved and never falters, whatever the problem may be, via the piecewise function. Because the piecewise function has a tube, and so tube is like a triangle wave pilot spans 0 and 1. X times time equals t over p minus t by b. This is series where the flow can be seen as a sorted wave. Hey, this is a model. This is a sorted. Basically, what you can see, you have a not. So this is a sorted. A sorted wave is like that's a period, that's a stop, and that stop repeats wherever the information is. So it's non-sinuedual because it's non-sinuedual means it doesn't mean anything. It means everything that is nothing. It's just observed space. You know, it means everything. You can make a meaning out of it, but you can take a measurement of the sort too. But that information can vary the context. I'm just saying, whether you're black or not, or white or not, you already see this normal relation, and that's something you guys. So this is non-sinuedual. So this is what I'm saying. These are seismic waves that we can measure from the ground. This is what they are. Because you know, can mean life or death, literally, was an equinox. I just record them. These are sinuedual waves. These are arbitrary phases. They're arbitrary because they have a general form. And they propagate from infinitely uncountably, which is for area in space, and uncountably in time for the area of time. Which is dimension of time. Because you can take time, come space. Time can make time come space. You have infinite time. There's no space. That time you are propagated will start to give you space. Because you don't need the infinite time. So you have some you can compute everything over time, but you don't need the space to do it. You don't need the memory. So if time, so time will be what keeps them grounded. But you know, this is a time's first universe. You know, but we're space and time because we live in a physical, not the metaphysical. So I'm saying as a policy, we have space first. D over t division of an a sine t. I don't know what this is w, but this is very important. I can't remember this thing because I see this w. I can't remember integrating. This is S for Sarah, I for Indigo, N for November, U for Umbrella, S for Salt, O for Umbrella, Oscar, I for Indigo, I for India, D for Dara. And it's a gene wave. It's a Euler's formula, but it's a damping. The damping just makes sure it behaves accordingly to the system is full. That's why I like damping. Damping for gravity. Basically, I'm saying in a perfect world, this kind of show, you know, what do you call the fucking numbers, boss? The trace, whatever I call it. With this link, we have density. When something is dense, that means there's a dimension that's making it dense. But that dimension is broken, it's fragmented. Because if something is dense, that means everything's always going to come somewhere in one time. But we have space and time because space holds that dimension. No matter how dense it gets, I'm saying that density is really isomorphic to the space, so you can shift away from the old system, so you can get time first, heterogeneous only universe, homogeneity, because everything is moving in a series, which are kind of, so you can, if you're processing the main data of any signal, they get numbers, but numbers are only homogeneous. to you and me, but to someone that's heterogeneous, if they're observing at the third axis of influence, if there's no third, it's a bit, just observing what does these numbers mean? It could be a letter, it could be, because if you have an encoded, in a two-way conjugation system, and that's what I'm saying. It works because the synergies are what what seismic activity measure. Let me find the seismic activity. Seismic, like earthquake, seismic. 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 This is because they can detect stuff ahead of time. Because earthquakes are sizes of the geography. Seismograms, they are the nanomeasures because they deal with the kind of weather, the kind of but the information. These are Sinuedual waves. These are what Sinuedual waves do because Sinuedual waves have the time and the space to give information. But whatever is going to happen before the time and the space, there's something that needs to happen. So that state tomographically is resolved. Whether a human being that doesn't operate in that system, in their own view, in their own frame of reference, not view, frame of reference, tries to interpret the system, tries to do something, because that may be good or bad. In that sense, trying to cause an earthquake, with concubines. But I'm saying, it doesn't matter the intent, moral or no, the system can resolve itself because it knows some influences are not needed, and it just ignores them. It just discards them. Thank you.